Guild Wars 2 Beta Weekend Event 3 on Linux. Now, while it's brought some performance increases, it hasn't brought many performance increases. We can only hope that Anet is actually paying attention to the fact that they've got terrible performance in the game right now and are going to fix it. As it is, I have found 2 bugs in Linux, the first 2 bugs ever, besides the launcher updater thing. And the first is, it now uses raw input, so standard wine won't cut it. You need a raw input modded wine to control the mouse. But the problem with this is that it doesn't like the input that it gets from the raw input mod. It thinks it's corrupted and crashes whenever you try to use your mouse with it, basically making the game unplayable because you can't look around with your mouse. I'm using my keyboard right now. You can see that little mouse icon sitting there doing nothing. So the second problem is that, and this probably won't be there on release, but they have this thing set up that calls a function to find system performance, whatever that means. Point is, it's not implemented in Wine and the thing crashes when it calls it. Now I'm going to assume that that's just there for the beta, so that they can find out what the performance is like. But yeah.
Can't wait! Tomorrow I'm going on a field trip with the German fire.
Trading post still doesn't work. We still have the reports from people who got it working on Linux, but we have no idea why it worked for them, so we've basically just got to... It's going to take a while to work out the bugs, basically. Probably a month after release everything will be fixed, but until then,
Duena has really been looking out for me.
you know, it works pretty good, especially because it's in beta. I will, however, point out that the performance is pretty shoddy. Now, because I don't... Okay, that's weird.
Who else would I be
Didn't
talking
have much
about?
before. Anyway, yeah, I'm on max settings, and this may or may not include new things that weren't in there the last time, so it might be more demanding than before. Point is, because I can't aim my mouse, I can't stand on this thing like I did before and turn the camera around to see what the frame rate's going to be. I have to actually turn around, I can't look up, so I can't maximize the amount of triangles in use. So this is just a random guess, but when I looked slightly higher than this, I was getting an average of 18 frames per second. But at this angle I get 28 frames per second average, 29. And then I updated my driver from 295/49 to NVIDIA's 302 drivers, and it went up to 31 average, so it's not bad, it's playable, but it's not exactly brilliant either.
When I grow up, I'm going to be a brave hero.
More importantly, the new areas like the Sylvari and Asura are completely unoptimized, running at 20 frames per second if you're lucky. Beta Weekend Event 1 stuff, you know. I highly suggest that when you start Guild Wars you make a human character first, because they seem to have put the most work into that.
I can hear wedding trumpets already.
Anyway, it's very unfortunate, but it appears like they just, well, the only main changes are breaking it. They've still got to do performance optimizations, so there's plenty more chance for them to break stuff. Anyway, new features in the game. Vistas, not to be confused with the operating system, are a pretty good addition, but yeah. Graphics are... oh, there's a clock in the corner now, that's also nice. We can select the device from the audio, which is funny because it's getting its information from Pulse Audio, which is very nice. VoIP ducking, I can only assume that Guild Wars 2 will eventually stick in some VoIP. I don't know what this is for. Walk is now toggled rather than pressed. The middle mouse button now can be clicked for an effect. Yeah. Performance in Lion's Arch is about as shit as it always has been. It's 20 frames per second average if you're lucky. Which is probably one of the reasons why I keep crashing in here, because this is one of those areas where they keep calling that performance function that isn't implemented in Y and it ends up crashing it. So let's just see. Well, look, it says the file was corrupted, but over here we once again get anti-query system information, info class system performance information. I don't know what that is, but it's broken, and that's what's crashing it. I couldn't, apparently they were having performance issues in the Asuran area as well, in the Asuran tutorial area, because when I made an Asura, he crashed when he got into the tutorial area and I couldn't go any further. Basically, if they remove this after the beta for release-like, then good, that'll be great. No more crashing from that, but then we'll still need to fix the raw input problem. And after that, if they fix their performance, remove this function, and we fix the raw input problem, the game will run pretty much flawlessly. So,